I'm Avery.
Hi, I'm Taylor.
We are going to explain how we use Newton's law of motion by using the sport softball. Also, we're going to explain to you the law of conservation of energy, which is energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can be transformed from one form to another, but the total amount of energy remains constant. Newton's first law is the object at rest remains at rest unless acted on by another object. Notice how I'm not touching the ball, so the ball will remain at rest. But when acted on by another object, or the unbalanced force, also known as that, it is first at rest, then at motion. So it starts from here and goes to motion. So now the ball was in motion and now it's stopped. Now using a different bat can affect your swing. If you have a really heavy bat, you won't have a strong force, and the ball will not go as fast, and that will have a strong force. Now using a lighter bat, you will have better results because you will be able to swing faster and the ball will ultimately go farther. When you swing, you start off with an elastic potential energy because it's all the way up here and you're already loaded. Then from that, when you release and ultimately turn your hips, you'll go from elastic potential energy to kinetic energy. You'll stay kinetic energy through all the way through contact and through follow through. And then after you get your follow through, you have back to elastic potential energy because you're all the way back and you're ultimately going to have to go like this.
I'm going to explain Newton's second law of motion, which is the rate of change of momentum is proportional to the imposed force and it goes into the direction of the force. No matter what the mass and or weight of the ball, it never changes. It all depends on the force. Little force, little hit. Okay? Now big force, big hit.
Go.
Batting gloves affect the grip on your bat. So if you have really sweaty hands during your game, the bat is more likely to fly out of your hand. But if you have batting gloves on, it's easier to grip the bat. Now that I have batting gloves on, I have a better grip on the bat so I can hit the ball harder. Okay, so when you load up or get ready to swing, you're in elastic potential energy, right here. And then you go to kinetic, and you go through contact and follow through with kinetic energy, and then you're back to elastic potential energy.
Yep. I'm going to explain Newton's third law of motion, which is a force is a push or pull upon an object that results from its interaction with another object. Now I'm running the bases. When you're on the base and when you put the force on, the base is pushing the same exact force, except my force is going this way and that force is going this way. Therefore, they're equal in magnitude, just different directions. And then you just go. Now the cleats or whatever you're wearing can affect how fast you run. Real softball players wear metal cleats. Metal cleats they don't bend as easy, so you can get a really hard push up and have great friction.
Okay, so when you're running and you're wearing flip-flops, it doesn't give you a lot of friction, so you probably won't run as fast as you are when you're wearing metal cleats. But also when you're wearing flip-flops, you might lose one and look like an idiot.
So, you start off with elastic potential energy because you're loading up to run. And then you're in kinetic energy while you're running. And then you go from elastic potential energy because the base is pushing you off. So then after you have your elastic potential energy, you'll keep going in kinetic energy until you get to the next base. Now you're going to see how real softball players hit. Go. Go.
Go.
Thanks for watching.
Gotcha!